I'm moving along and hopefully making some sort of progress with this Royal Enfield 250 Clipper, and it's a couple of small oil leaks that it's got. And I've taken the rocker box cover off again, and this time I've well sealed on both sides of my slightly thicker than normal homemade rocker box gasket, in the hope that that might help up there. And I decided that I'd get this crankcase breather off and have a look and see if anything was amiss in there, and sure enough it is. There's supposed to be two small steel discs there, a bit like the old sixpence pieces, very small. One will fit in that recess and one will fit in that recess, and they lay on top of this plate. And what they're supposed to do is when the piston comes down, or if any crankcase pressure is created for any other reason, they'll lift and allow it out. But then they'll drop, say when the piston's on the upstroke, so that it can't draw air back into the crankcase and sort of get a load of air in there churned up with oil, and then try and blow that out on the next downstroke. But clearly those discs are missing, so the breather hasn't been working as it should. So that in itself could provoke oil leaks and excess crankcase pressure, so I'm going to try and get that sorted out. They may have some discs around somewhere, but if not, I'll have to order some, which will be on Tuesday now. This is a Sunday, we've got a bank holiday tomorrow. Another thing that I can possibly try is this oil filler cap. They have the dipstick on them as well. Some of them are like this, plain, but others have a little pinhole breather in them, and again I might try one of them if I've got one and just see if that helps make a slight difference, because whatever's going on, there's not, I don't think, immense pressure being created in the crankcase, but there is a little bit of excess, and I think that's the culprit for these small leaks I'm getting. I mean, obviously I rode this bike quite hard in the last ride, really. When I came back I had some oil leakage, but they're not supposed to leak, they really shouldn't leak. You can make excuses for the odd little oil stain here and there after a lot of miles, but really they shouldn't, they certainly shouldn't puke it out. I'm hoping that I'm going to get this down to an acceptable level, if not stopped altogether would be preferable. I also had a sort of like a teardrop run of oil coming down from this cap here, and again I think I've seen some of them with a pinhole in, but I'm going to concentrate on this first, because I think that could be behind the troubles. And also, like I say, I might try the filler cap dipstick with a pinhole in it, because inside the engine, the whole internal area of the engine, apart from the gearbox area, everything's interconnected, and the primary chain case, for instance, shares oil with the crankcase, but also there's no seal between the bearing, the main bearing, and the crankcase, so the engine can breathe in and out. And also up the push rod tunnel into the rocker box area, everything's connected as far as the breathing and any pressure goes. So anywhere that we can get the pressure under control would be good. And like I say, that one obviously hasn't been working properly and doing its job as it should, so that's the first thing to aim for. I'll try and get some discs in there and give it a try again once I've done that. But I've managed to raid my spares, and I found a couple of these little metal discs that I need to put in that breather assembly, so I'll fit them next. And they basically go in, I'll find the best, least rusted face, because there's a little bit of pitting on them, but they're better than nothing at all. And they will go that way, and there like that. Let's see, which way should we have this one? That way up. They go in there like that, and then this little metal plate goes against that. Then you've got the gasket face that bears down on the crankcase. Like I say, when the piston's going down, or if any crankcase pressure is created for any other reason, those little discs will lift and allow the pressure out, but then they'll drop and when the piston goes down, or if for any reason anything causes a vacuum in the crankcase, they'll shut and stop it being allowed to pull air in and aggravate things. So I'm hoping that when I refit that, it may on its own make a marked difference, but I'm also keeping in mind the possibility of a pinhole filler cap there. But one thing at a time. I'll get this on and start it up and warm it up a bit and see how things are looking. It may well just about sort it out. I've now got the crankcase breather on this machine hopefully working as it should, because I fitted 2 discs to it which were totally absent before, and I've tightened the rocker cover down with its gasket now having well seal on both sides, and also one of the screws down at the bottom of the primary cover was weeping, so I've put a fibre washer on that. We've still got that cover on that had the it's got the holes that have been drilled or filed or generally messed about with to make them larger diameter than they should be for whatever reason. So I'm going to try another ride on this bike and just see if we got any improvement, and hopefully maybe even stop the leaks. I'll take a different route again for this ride, because I don't want to be too repetitive with the route I take. So this time we'll go up to the next village and down a hill from it to the roundabout back, and then I'll go back up through that village again. So we'll get a bit of hill work on it, get a bit of load on the engine as well. Our lights on as well. I think we might have 2 Power Rangers out and about today. Hopefully they won't be about where we're going too much. Right, there I look down. I'll get the camera off me and we'll have a look. It'd be nice if some measure of progress has been made. That's looking nice. Look at that, nice and clean and dry up there, spotless at last. Not a drop of oil coming from that rocker cover or head joint anymore, or even from around there. Let's have a look underneath. It's all clean on this side too. And all clean and dry under there. I'm very happy with that. That was stopping a leak down under the primary cover was thanks to my fitting a fibre washer on that screw there, which is not normally the done thing, but because of the enlarged holes I had an oil leak coming past the head of the screw, so that's obviously taken care of that leak. We have the Royal Enfield 250 with no oil leaks. The next time someone says Royal Oil Field, bear in mind that they don't have to be like that. We finally got one here and it had a bit of stick as well on that ride, and it hasn't lost a drop of oil, so there's the proof. And this could be possibly another one ready to go home, I think. I'll probably speak to the owner and just see if there was anything else he wanted looking at, but I think that's got it sorted. And it goes really well, this one too. It's one of the better Unit 250 Royal Enfields all round this actually. The gear change is nice, the engine pulls pretty well, and it also has a bit of go in it up at the top end. It's got the small 6-inch brake, the 7-inch is obviously better, but this is actually improving as I use it, and I've actually done around about 50 miles all in on this machine now, most of it with the lights on, so it's charging alright, and it's looking well, going well. Nice little bike.